So guys, China chip output shrinks as India US ramp up local manufacturing. So what is this whole matter? Let's talk about this matter. What is this, right? So according to South China Morning Post, the production of integrated circuits or ICU, you will know, slumped 24.7% year on year to $24.7 billion units. So basically the China's integrated circuit production is down, which is about 24.7 billion units. So this is the biggest problem that is faced by the China. And synopsis is, as India and the US double down on domestic semiconductor manufacturing. As you all know, US and India are dealing in semiconductor chips manufacturing, so that they India do not import from China. China witnessed its biggest ever monthly decline in chip manufacturing in August, owing to COVID restrictions weakening demand. That's why जैसा कि likewise China during the time of COVID, China has very loss in their exports, especially for chips. That's why the demand is also decreased. As India and the US double down on domestic semiconductor manufacturing. Basically, it's a demand game, and India and USA are a deal in semiconductor production chips, and they try to overcome China, which is witnessed is as China witnessed its biggest ever monthly decline in chip manufacturing. So according to this post, as we read earlier, this is also a second consecutive month of decline for chip. So local output of microcomputers fell 18.6%. Local output 18.6%, 317.5 billion. In August, domestic manufacturing activity contracted for the first time in 3 months, the report mentioned. So a record of 3,470 chip making companies went out of business. So the Gujarat government has partnered Vedanta and Foxconn, aiming an investment of rupees 1.54 lakh crore to achieve self-reliance in the field of semiconductor manufacturing. Right now, the Gujarat government partnered with the Foxconn, which is a Chinese company, for production of semiconductor chips to become self-reliant. India's semiconductors component market is likely to reach $300 billion. So it's good news for us, and in cumulative revenues by 2026. So it's a figure which is figured out by 2026 as Make in India and production linked incentive. These are the two incentives which is more important for us. So remember that Make in India and production linked incentive schemes will boost local sourcing of semi components in the coming years, according to report by the India Electronics and Semiconductor Association and Counterpart Research. The Indian government has announced an outlay of 76,000 crore, which is around $10 billion under the PLI schemes, which is production incentive linked incentive scheme, separately for the development of a semiconductor and display manufacturing electronic ecosystem. So basically we are the Indian government invested this amount in what? In development of semiconductor chips and display of manufacturing electronics ecosystem to make an ecosystem of electronics. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden has signed into law of the chips and science act, which provides nearly 52 billion in dollars in semiconductor production incentives. So meanwhile, Joe Biden also initiated in this agreement and signed the Chips and Science Act, which provide us 52 billion dollars semiconductor production incentives. Right, Intel has kicked off work on the new 20 billion semiconductor plant in the Ohio states in the USA. So it is also, Samsung has floated an idea of investing nearly 200 billion to build 11 more chip plants in the US. So Samsung, which is a South Korean brand, trying to invest 200 billion dollars to build more 11 more chip plants in US over the next 2 decades. Meanwhile, these two decades approximately, we assure that this year would be, I guess, 20 by 2052 or 2042. Samsung invest this amount and build 11 more chip plants. So this is the whole article, and I hope you find it very helpful and very knowledgeable. And if you find it, so please subscribe to the channel, and for more videos, like this video and share it. And thank you so much for watching.